Hi, this is Jim Obermeyer, and I want to wish you a happy St. Patrick's Day. That is today. I wanted to talk to you a little about St. Patrick because a lot of people really don't know much about him. All they know is the shamrocks and the green and the parties and the hats and all of those things. Patrick was a real individual. He was actually Roman, but lived in England, and as a teenager, he was kidnapped by the Irish. He was taken to Ireland, and for about 6 years, he was a herdsman under captivity. Finally, he was able to escape to a ship that was going back to England, but then he was captured again for a very short time. Finally did escape and went back to England to his family. But one night he had a dream, and that dream, because of the fact he was a Christian and his family were Christians, God wanted him to go back to Ireland, and the people were calling for him to come back to preach the gospel. So he went back to Ireland under the calling of God, and he became a great evangelist to Ireland. Many people call him a bishop, and he became a bishop, but it was not an easy life for him. It was a very hard life, but he won Ireland to Christ. Now, the thinking that he drove all the snakes out of Ireland, that's just lore. We don't know that for a fact. We don't really know a lot about him. We knew that he lived in the 400s. We don't even have an exact date of his birth. The 17th of March that we celebrate St. Patrick's Day is actually the feast day of his death. Now, he was not a canonized saint, believe it or not, in the Catholic Church, because at that time there were no canonizations. The canonizations of saints only began in about the 900s. But he's been considered a saint by the Catholics, the Orthodox, the Anglicans, and I guess Protestants, because of the fact that he lived a saintly life and led thousands and thousands of people in Ireland to Christ. It became a Christian nation because of Patrick. There were a few other saints that are very well known. One was Columba, one of my favorites, who also brought Christ to the Picts, the Druids, and miraculous stories about how that happened. But Patrick is the most well-known. So we celebrate St. Patrick's Day. So instead of going out and having a big party in a bar, think about what he really stood for. He stood for the gospel of Jesus Christ and the fact that God can take a person and change their life. He can change you. He has changed me. He has changed millions and millions of others. So rejoice in that fact. God bless you, and St. Patrick's Day happy.